Hey, Facebook fam. It's about that time. Sorry, the platform that I use is delayed. Give me y'all. Sorry, y'all. All right. So I thought I'd pick up the pace a little bit. This morning's IG was needed. It was a much needed conversation. We tried to be a little lighter on this. I'm just the windows out the car. I really ain't know what song. Cause I like to play the music to get us in the mood for our topic of conversation, which is, of course, we're always talking about emerging themes and through blind eyes. Thank you to all who have purchased and supported. Thank you so much. Thank you to those who are on the way to purchasing, or who have the heart to purchase and couldn't, but just support us however you can. Thank you so much for that. But of course, we like to talk about emerging themes in Through Blind Eyes. And today's theme, in alignment with the culture, what's going on in the culture, the pop culture, is Meg snitching or Tahiry's pitching. So it's reality gone wrong. So we want to talk about what's going on with the situation with Megan Thee Stallion and how she's being called a snitch for having to bring to justice someone who shot her. And then we're going to talk about, anybody who knows me, I got hooked on Marriage Boot Camp. I'm hooked. And this season is Tahiry and Vado are a couple that's on Marriage Boot Camp. And there was an issue where she threw 2 apples at his face, and I just want to talk about that a little bit. So again, is reality gone wrong from Megan snitching to Tahiry's pitching? Okay, so we're gonna give people time to get in here with me, because this is it's a dialogue, not a monologue. So I need y'all, right? I need y'all. So let me know if you're here. And I do not own the rights to this music. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey. My broken heart. And watch me. Hey. Y'all come on in. Let me know if you're there. Hey, hey. Talking about emerging themes and Through Blind Eyes. Reality gone wrong. From Megan snitching to Tahiry's pitching. Reality gone wrong. Let me know you here. Give me a roll call, y'all. Let me know you can hear me. Let me know you with me. I don't condone these actions in this song, but it's a cut. I have to make you happy. That's what I'm on today, y'all. So I might be a little aggressive today, y'all. It's okay. Hey, 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 yeah, watch me, you. Hey, yeah, watch me, you. Because I can say it. My daughter messing with me because I'm watching me, you. Whatever, leave me alone. Let me give people time to get in here, y'all. Give me a roll call. Let me know if you're here. Shut up, JB. One flew in the house, too. One flew in the house too. Yeah, they came for me, and I actually be proud of me. I actually picked it up with a napkin. I threw the napkin and it out. I had to get the napkin the next day because I just didn't want it to accidentally end up on me. But hi, JB. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all give me a roll call. Let me know who's there. I appreciate y'all spending some time with me as we talk about emerging themes and Through Blind Eyes. And I really, really need y'all. Oh, because my co-host, my beautiful co-host is delayed. Of course, she has to balance many things. So I really need y'all to jump in here because I don't want to talk you to death, okay? But we will get started like always. We are talking about emerging themes and Through Blind Eyes. And today's topic is reality gone wrong from Meg's snitching quote unquote, I have to do the air quotes, Meg snitching to Tahiry's pitching. And we'll get into those little topics a little bit later, okay? Alrighty, so I will start off by reading for those of you who have not purchased Through Blind Eyes yet. It's available on Amazon, and we need you to get to number one, y'all. We need you, so please keep tuning in and keep supporting, okay? All right, so as always, I'll start with the synopsis just to bring you up to speed. And then I'll tell you how the book ties to our topic of conversation. Okay. And I got my girl in here, my baby girl in here, my Plastics Boutique CEO.
Class starts back up. And
she ain't gonna she got class in a few minutes, so I can't bring her on the camera. All right. The synopsis. Chrissy Marlowe suffers a tremendous loss as a young child. She spends the rest of her days holding on to anything and anyone she loves, whether or not that love is reciprocated. She journeys through life surrendering to the will of her oppressor, subjecting her body to multiple partners, multiple beatings, and multiple heartaches. As if the external infliction was not enough, her body turns on her, facing her to face a demon no woman wants to face. A battle ensues in Chrissy as she searches for peace, the very thing she rejects. Conflicted in mind, body, and spirit, she continues to fight to raise her children the best she knows how, seeking God in the devil's playground. Through Blind Eyes is a story about one woman's journey, a story that has no ending, but just is. And without further ado, well, there may be further ado. She's in here, but she's not in here. But I will bring her screen up so that when she joins us, she can just pop on in. Alrighty, so as always, this is an engaging conversation. So it's important that we get your input. So please be quick on. Hi, Alexis, how are you? Thank you, love. Thank you for joining me. So it's very important that you put your comments in there so I can read. Now we just have a good time, and the only rules of engagement for our topics or for our conversations are that we are respectful of one another. Of course, Through Blind Eyes is a book based on story. And the woman behind it all, the inspiration, our heroine, who I can officially say is our heroine now, I'm so proud of her, is Miss Christine Mayo, who made it. She made it out of that daggone East Coast traffic, baby.
Oh, thank you.
Love?
Hello.
I can't hear you. I think you got mute on.
Can you hear me now?
Let's let her get her mute off so we can hear her. She might have to go back out and come back in. I'm not sure, but
yeah,
we'll get her in here.
See, can you hear me now? You still can't hear me? All right, I'm gonna
go. Be me. It was me. It wasn't you. It wasn't you. It was me.
Oh my goodness! I pressed every button.
It was just me. A lot of times it's just me, y'all. Let's be clear. A lot of times it's just me. Okay. All righty. So again, our topic of conversation is an emerging theme in Through Blind Eyes. I want to kind of start off by telling you why. So we'll start with Meg's end. Okay. If I am understanding correctly, I'll be honest, I've not kept up completely on the story. But my understanding is that she was in a relationship and allegedly she got into an altercation with the person, which is being denied. And her significant other, her boyfriend, whatever you want to call it, ended up shooting her as a result of this alleged altercation, which again, she denies that she put hands on this man. Whatever the case, she ends up shot. And now she is faced with a dilemma where she is dealing with people in our community, men, but particularly women who are coming on her, calling her a snitch and things of this nature for letting the police know or for letting the police take care of this and bring this situation to justice. And I from what I've seen thus far, she's really wrestling with it, and what the way it ties into Through Blind Eyes is that when we first started writing this book, or even I should say after the book was done, after the book was finished, Christine had reservations about putting this book out because she didn't want to, quote unquote, snitch on her husband. And what I wanted to know is, Christine, why did you feel that putting this book out was snitching, so to speak? How did you deal with it? And how do you feel now after it's all said and done? Do you feel still feel the same way? Because I know that was heavy on your heart, like you were telling on him and embarrassing him and this and that and the other. And so I want to know what that looked like then versus what it looks like now.
Okay, see, so first off, in our community, you don't call the police. You handle it within your home. So, Aaron told Christy a lot of times, you the only one that calls the police. You the only one that's calling the police. And this is what Christy was constantly hearing. So, we as women, we are protectors. We are we don't want to cause harm to anyone. So when Chrissy wasn't looking at the harm that was being caused to her. She was just looking at the fact if she calls the police and the police come and you go to court and he's gonna go to jail. And because Chrissy thought that some of the arguments were her fault, because she could have walked away, she could have turned the other cheek, she could have, but because
she couldn't have turned the other cheek. But go ahead.
But no, but you know what I mean. Right. But because she was feeling guilty about causing these arguments, that you don't have the right to get him locked up, because you're being guilted into believing that we handle this within our home. That's the reason why Christy wasn't going to court and wasn't calling the police all the time, because I did call the police some of the time, because some of the times you needed the police called on you. But I didn't go through with it because she never wanted him to go to jail. She never wanted him to. She never looked at it as it was important enough to go to jail. Now you put your hands on me if you want to, because you will go to jail. And I will be in court, because this is wrong. Nobody should have to deal with this. And some of these men belong in jail, need to be in jail, and they're only going to learn their lesson when they get locked up. So back then, I didn't look at it as teaching him a lesson. I looked at it as ruining his life. And the abuse was never significant enough to ruin someone's life. But you also have to remember, the first time Chrissy got a real beating, he did go to jail. He did go to jail. So that weighed heavily on Chrissy, feeling that she honestly believed she ruined his life by sending him to jail. She ruined any chances of him, living out his dreams, or any chances of. She never ever looked at it as you caused it. You did this, because she always looked at it as her actions caused this, and that was wrong. That was so wrong.
And I think that you hit the nail on the head, because that was the issue, as you recall, when you said that to me. It was like, how did you ruin his life? He the one did it, and
Right.
and that's the whole point. We do things. Right? If you did it, be proud you did it. Own it. You did it for sure. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. I could understand if you were making something up, but
Right.
that wasn't the case. And the same as the situation with Megan. It's like I am perplexed by the fact, one, and somebody posted this on Facebook, and I can't remember who posted it, but it really resonated in my spirit, because I didn't think about it until after I saw it. The definition of snitching in itself, right, has changed so drastically in the Black community in particular, to a point where we are not able to protect ourselves in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And what I mean by that is, for one, the definition of snitching, once upon a time, was, okay, me and you, Chris, we go rob a bank. I get caught, and then I send them to your house. That's a snitch.
That's a snitch.
Right? Me and my brother snuck out. He got back before they did. I didn't. I got caught, but I tell on him. That's a snitch. You know, that's the definition of a snitch. We out here slinging rocks together. I get caught, and then I take down the whole chain. That is a snitch. That's where you have made up in your mind that you're going to do something, and rather than take the responsibility for that and whatever the consequences are, rather than do that, you throw somebody else under the bus to take the heat off of you. That's what a snitch was.
Exactly.
That's the original. What it has changed to, what it has evolved to now, is hurting us to almost to where it feels like it's a point of no return. You're telling me that if I see this man get beat down and drugged in the street and shot and killed, that I can't tell? That's snitching. I'm doing something wrong by telling on the person that just took this man who has 3 kids and a wife at home that ain't never gonna make it, and a mama that's gonna go to an early grave dealing with a heartache. I'm a snitch. I'm not gonna curse. Where did that come from? Why?
Okay,
why
you
is that
have to understand this
of a snitch?
because okay, see, that came from, if we do, like, say you see that man on the street and he gets dragged. Well, if that the person that's dragging him is a gang member, that gang is gonna come and firebomb your house. I've seen it. And little 10-year-old girl lost her life because somebody told. And so now we don't want to get involved because there are repercussions from snitching, from that type of snitching. There are repercussions because we have no support. We have no we have no support. There's nobody protecting us when we do snitch. There's no police officers. There's no witness protection. There's no nothing when we do snitch. We snitch and we have to stay in the community that we snitched on. So now we have to worry about our families. We have to worry about our lives, and that's why people don't snitch from that instance. Now, the reason why women don't snitch is because, again, we're guilted into by our community, by our elders. Oh, what happens in your home stays in your home. That's got to stop. That has got to stop because it's killing our community. It's thoroughly killing our community.
Mm-hmm. But that's the concern that I have. Like, I understand the recourse from the streets, right? From the people who were involved. But this little girl is catching flack from people that ain't got nothing. And let me rephrase that. I understand. I don't agree, but I understand the recourse you get from the streets. But what I don't understand is this little girl getting flack from a cousin or a fan or that because you decided I'm going to protect myself, and I can't do it by shooting you back, because if I shoot you back and I kill you, if I shoot you back and I maim you, I'm going to jail and I'm going to lose my whole life either way. So why then would we hold ourselves to this extreme measure to where we have backed ourselves in a corner to where there's no recourse, there's nothing we can do. The only option that we're left with is to retaliate violence with violence and give up our livelihood. This man shot this girl in her foot that she very much needs to perform. This could have ended her career. He hit the wrong thing, the wrong artery, the wrong whatever. It could have ended her life. It's not something to be taken lightly. Yes, we could look at Eddie Murphy shoot Della Reese in the pinky toe, and because they are the comedians that they are, they made that scene funny. But in actuality,
it's not
funny. It ain't funny. It's not right. And why do I then have to lose my life over this idiot retaliating,
Because
or
that's
I
because
send
that's right.
my blood today to end their life over this idiot? Why can't I send it through the proper channels, the channels that are supposed to be set up to protect us, and then hold them accountable to do just that? Why would we come down on ourselves that way? Now, the
Because
second piece is the
again, you
second
have to
piece
remember
is
that you have to remember that these people that are coming out against her are programmed. They're programmed to think this way. They're programmed to think, oh, you don't snitch. It is up to us, the elders, to reprogram them. We have to, because I'm going to say it publicly. If Meg does not put that man behind bars, I'm going to lose a little bit of respect for her, because you're a boss. We were just listening to Savage on the way, Savage with Beyonce on the way back here. You're a savage. So if you're such a savage, then you get that man locked up. You be a savage and get that man locked up. Go against what the community is telling you to do. Be that savage. Go against what the community is telling you to do and do what's right. That man belongs in jail. And you need to set the precedent for all of these other young girls that man belongs in jail.
And I feel so bad. I feel so bad for this generation, because she can never escape the backlash. When you and I were coming up, if we fought, the fight was over. If we did tell them something about whatever, everybody didn't know, right? The whole world didn't know. The whole world couldn't enter into my living room or enter into my bedroom and tell me about myself. I didn't have to see all of these jokes and memes and all of this stuff going on. And it's so much pressure on both sides. And it takes a very special individual, a very special woman, to be able to step out and, to your point, not worry about what the community is saying, not worry about losing your fan base and losing your street credibility and all of this mess. I tell you what, to HELL was street cred. To HELL was street cred. I know what I can do. I know what I can do, and I don't need nobody to tell me that. But we're older, we're we older. We older. So we've had an opportunity to grow into that space. Right. In our 20s, would that have been the same? Would that have been the same sentiment? I was a rider in my 20s.
Honestly, not even her 20s. Michelle, 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I would have understood why she wasn't snitching. Right. The only reason why I feel the way that I feel right now about Meg snitching is because of the spot that I'm in right now. Because the place that I'm at right now.
Let's not call it snitching. Let's call it telling, because she's not snitching.
Right.
She didn't
Let's pressing charges
and get caught up. Yeah, she's telling. Right. She's not snitching, and we really need to. We need to change that narrative around snitching.
Yeah, that narrative. Yes, we do.
Like right now.
Yes.
But continue.
So her telling, I would have agreed with her. Not agreed with her, but I would have understood her. She would have lost no respect from me, because I understand where she's coming from. I understand the mentality that she's grown up in. I understand what people are saying in her ear. Don't ruin his career. Like, don't, it was a mistake. He made a mistake. Don't end his whole career. Well, what if he would have ended her career? What if her career would have ended?
Right.
What if that gun would have shifted and he would have shot and killed her? Then now can we send him to jail? Now is it okay to send him to jail?
Now it's okay, right. When is enough enough? When is enough enough? And again, had that situation happened where she lost mobility of her foot, or worse, she died, he really would have done that to her, because he shot her. But her telling on him is not her doing anything to him, because he did it.
He started it. You started it.
He did it. Whether he started it or finished it, because again, it's two sides to the story. He said she was whooping his behind, whatever.
But if she was whooping his behind Okay, fine. She's whipping your behind. Now you go and press charges. She started it, right?
Exactly.
You go and press charges.
Exactly.
But now, since you pulled out your
Exactly.
gun and you shot her, you just escalated the situation, and now you really belong in jail. So where you could have been the victim, and where you could have been the victim, and you could have been, we would have been feeling sorry for you. You turned that around, and now we feel sorry for her, and now we're begging her to get you locked up.
And truth be told, nobody would have felt sorry for him. He would have been looked at as a creep, a weak, a punk, all of it. But he would not have been a hero. He wouldn't have been in the right. It's like a lose situation.
Yep.
But it's a necessary pain that we need to go through in order to correct this wrong that's going on in the community. Like, we have to at some point say enough is enough and change the narrative around quote unquote snitching. We have to be able to enlist the people who have vowed to protect and serve us, although they do anything but. And I'm not going to put that on everybody, but of course y'all know I'm still like, the IG this morning went left, so I tried to lift it a little bit just to, because we have enough heartache that we're faced with every day. And Chris and I want to bring a platform to where we have some fun, but my heart is very heavy with what's going on. I can't pretend that it's not. My heart is heavy that I woke up to seeing a man paralyzed in front of his children, shot 7 times. It's the grace of God he's still here in front of his children, while somebody's doing a lamb beer, holding his shirt on him, shooting him point blank in his back. Those are the people that's supposed to protect us. Mm-hmm. So I can understand why
don't call them.
It evolved to where we can't even call them, because every time we do
that
call them,
is exactly why it is evolved to why we can't call them. Because when we do call them, we run the risk of But I will say, it was this one cop. My last incident, when I came in there, he showed me so much compassion. This is when policing goes right. Okay, he showed me so much compassion. But look, you are too beautiful to deal with this. You do not deserve this. To the point where I was like, you know what? I can't call this police officer no more. Because it would have been embarrassing if I would have called him. And that's policing going right. And then, and then Aaron wound up doing a week in jail, which I firmly believe was because of him, because they knew I wasn't going to show up to court, and they wanted to, they wanted to make a point to him. Mm-hmm. But that's policing going right. So if we were going to say the was wrong, that's policing, and that's how it should be. But it's not like that. That is a rare situation in our community. Policing going right.
Absolutely.
But I will also say that we have to start supporting one another. We have to start holding the police accountable for if you have a domestic violence situation and you feel as though that you're not being treated fairly, then you need to speak up. You need to if you can't go, if it's not that police officer, you need to go over his head. And if it's not that police officer, you need to go over their head. You need to go as far as you need to go to get justice for yourself, because they're not going to protect us. We have to protect ourselves.
Absolutely. And somehow and I would think that, like in the situation with Meg Thee Stallion, that we as women would create some type of hedge around her to support her from some of that backlash that she's receiving as she's being called a quote unquote snitch. And we don't. We the ones throwing the stones, and it's just freaking amazing to me, and it's sad, and it's stupid, and it's ignorant.
But
and
this is the generation. This is what we have read.
We have to do better. It's sad. Like, you can't win for losing in this society. You can't win for losing as a Black woman. You can't win for losing, and it just hurts me to my core that that's the state that we're in. And like we talked about earlier, until we move past that and come together, like you were saying earlier, and support of one another. You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree all the time. Maybe you wouldn't have handled it that way. Maybe you would have went and got Pookie to go handle it. That's your business. That's your business.
Right.
But if I don't want my life ruined and I don't want Pookie's life ruined, my only option is the police. If I don't want to see this man that despite him shooting me, I don't want to see him 6 feet deep. I have to get the police, right? What other choice do I have? Do you just let it go? How you let that go? How you let that go?
That's what I'm saying. That you're a savage. How you want to let that go now? Like, come on. That's the definition of a savage, is somebody that don't take nobody's stuff. You know what I mean? Like, we singing the song, I'm a savage. Well, are you really a savage? Because that man just shot you in the foot, though. So now what you gonna do? You gonna let him get away with it? That's not a savage. That's not. And for me, like Meg, she got too much to lose. So baby girl, the only way he gonna suffer for what he did is by getting him locked up. And to me, that's a savage. That's being a savage. You're not gonna shoot me in my foot.
And standing up for what's right. And we as a community, a whole community, have to shut down these stereotypes and the abuse of this word snitch. And we have to really take a stand and all be savages in this matter to fix it and reverse what's going on. Now, we got the part 2 I guess we on part 3 now. I don't know. Yes. Y'all got a lot going on in my head right now. So to kind of tie, and I had to ask Christine that because again, she expressed those concerns about feeling like she was hurting him, or she was telling on him, or she was embarrassing him, as opposed to that person embarrassing themselves because they did it, telling on themselves because they did it. But okay, you have the situation where and she did, and Chris, you did share with me that you did assume some of the responsibility, and so that kind of brings up another topic. Let's say she was whooping him, okay, sort of like, so that's where marriage boot camp, Tahiry's pitching comes in. So let me paint this picture for you. They were given, and of course, the media, the television, they're gonna show you what they want to show. So I'm sure it was edited and chopped up. I don't know what order it truly went in, but what it looked like to me, they were given an assignment which involved shocking your partner if they did something that they knew offended you. And so Vado kept shocking Tahiry because she kept doing it. Okay, but he was doing as he was instructed by the doctor. Okay, that was their assignment. She thought that he was just doing it to be funny because she thought her, didn't stink, right? So she takes an apple, 2 apples, red hard apples. Okay, they weren't soft, that's nice and red. She wound up, and she was probably standing maybe 2 to 3 feet away from this man. She wound up and hit him square in his face twice with these hard apples. Now, what happened as a result of that was they removed Vado from the house, and then they commenced to coddle and baby Tahiry, and oh my God, I missed a piece. I'm sorry. After she hit him, so I don't know if it was the next day, but it was the next situation that they had to go to where they had to meet up. He lost it, and he jumped up and he choked her up by her collar, and I think he might have choked her, like grabbed her neck, like, don't you ever put your hands on me. He still didn't swing. There were no fisticuffs, but he did grab her and choke her up. Okay. Now, as a result of that, they immediately moved him from the house. They didn't move him from the show. And then they commenced to coddle and baby Tahiry, and oh my God, I'm sorry that this happened, and you're a victim, and this is not acceptable, and la 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 la. Okay, now, while I agree with them removing him from the house, and I agree with this not acceptable, at what point in time do you reprimand this woman for hitting that man in the face twice with those apples? When I tell you, she wouldn't have got the second one off on me, we would have been rolling up in the club. We'd have been rolling. She might not have first.
No, yes. That's when he was supposed to choke her up.
Probably would have hurt her worse right then. Think about it.
Right.
We probably would have hurt her worse.
But no. And he shouldn't have choked her up. They should have removed her the way they removed him. But see, what you have to understand, we take men's abuse lightly. We take it as a joke because they're stronger than us, because they're, because you can walk away. Like, you can restrain a woman and stop her from hitting you. Me as a woman, Christy could have never restrained Aaron. Never.
Mm-hmm.
Christy could not have stopped that, except for to run and hopefully outrun him. But a man can run away. Yeah, exactly. So, but as a man, you're looked at as, well, you can walk away. You can run away. You don't have to retaliate. You don't have to fight back.
And I agree with that.
And that's the one wrong thing I think we do.
But I do agree. that that's the dominant.
And also, I'm sorry. Let me just say this one. Let me just say this one thing before I lose this thought. I'm sorry. And I lost it. Just like that. Forget it. I'm sorry.
Bring it back. Just shut me up when it comes back. But that's the thing. With the dominant presence, and they can walk away. But I just found it disgusting that they allowed that to happen, and that they didn't check her in the first place. And what happened was, this is what happened, and this is what bothered me so. She said he has never, and they were friends before this, that he had never done anything like that. He had never done anything like that. So you've got to understand that you did, in that instance, you violated that man, because she did. And it made me mad because I shared with you earlier, I was in a situation, I have had a clean slate, and you know how I was in college, because you would get to swinging in a heartbeat on you get to going crazy and failing. And I was very adamant about, keep your hands to yourself, because a person's natural reaction is,
don't do that.
Okay.
Right.
I was in a situation where, I have had a clean slate. I'm 45 years old. I have had one incident where I put my hands on a man. And that was because this man was trying to, he would restrain me and lock me in rooms and wouldn't let me out the room and stuff like that. And would say that it wasn't abuse because he wasn't hitting me. But it was abuse because you basically done kidnapped me up. I can't leave your house. So I did fight that one. I fought that one. But it made me mad because had he not done that to me, had I not had to fight my way out the room, and again, had he squared up with me, I would have been through booking. He would have been through booking after that. But that's not the point. Had you not done that to me, I never would have done that. I have a clean slate. I've not put my hands on a man because I don't want a man putting hands on me. Here you have this woman who's on marriage boot camp, and one of her issues is that she suffers from past traumas because she's been in relationships where people put their hands on her. So then why the heck would you pick up 2 apples, hit this man dead in his face, if that's not what you want in a relationship?
Because you know what? And okay, I got my thought back. Women, we say, because we were looked at as emotional creatures. We are looked at as especially Black women. We get angry and look at like all of the reality shows where you'll have. I mean, I think they are encouraged to fight one another. And we excuse it and we say, it's because, she's an emotional Black woman, and that's what they do, and we glorify it and we accept it. I think that's the media trying to push their agenda on us. That so they're not going to reprimand her for throwing the apples at her, because that's what they want. They want her to throw the apples at her. They want her to act stupid and act crazy, because so now people can point the finger and look, that's how they act. That's how they act. That's who they are. But they can't condone him putting his hands on her, because you have the domestic violence movements. You have all of these other movements out here that would shut them down had they not removed him. So the media plays a large part in the unequally yoked, because now we're using the women attacking as entertainment, whereas the men attacking, we can't do that no more. But that was my thought from before. But okay, so gosh. All right, I'm sorry, people, but what was your question?
I don't know. I think you
Can we rewind this?
answered it. I think you answered it.
Okay.
My question was, if she's trying to escape this situation, right? She understands that she continues to put herself in situations where men are putting their hands on her. Then why would you engage him that way? Why would you feel it's okay if you suffered
because
that
that's
yourself?
What she was
why
taught.
would you feel it's okay?
Because that's what she was. That's what she was taught. See, okay. So 6 months ago, I was not ready to start dating. I wasn't, because if we got into an argument, and like you said, I like to throw my hands. If me and my new person got into an argument, I might throw hands. I just might throw my hands. I might throw a rock. I might throw something at you, because that's what I'm used to doing. That was my history.
Mm-hmm.
But now where I am in my place right now, I can walk away. I can, you start an argument. We're too grown for this. I'm not arguing with you. I'm a grown person. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk away. And then if you wanted to continue the conversation on a grown level, then let's continue the conversation like grown folks. But see, a lot of abused women don't get past that. They don't heal themselves. And then they jump into these relationships, and the next thing you know, you're doing to him what somebody did to you, and you're still continuing this pattern.
Absolutely. And I
because
think
you're not healed. She's not healed from her past traumas. So
and that's very profound what you're saying. Because that is it. You find yourself in a vicious cycle. And to your point, she's not healed, and that's great that you did not start dating too soon until you could move past that, because then you're inviting the same thing to happen again, where she's saying out of her mouth, I don't want to be in abusive relationships. She is demonstrating by her behavior that she does want to be in an abusive relationship, and I'm gonna set it out. Call me Queen Latifah. It's about to go down, and you can't have it both ways. You can't do that. Keandra, you said she thought he was shocking her on purpose, so I guess she thought throwing the apples was her defending herself. She had a shocker though. She could have shocked him back, and at least that still would have been in alignment with what their assignment was. But to physically, Keandra, if somebody hit me in the face with an apple, when I tell you that ain't gonna end well at all, that ain't ending well. That ain't ending well. That's leaving a mark that hurt. It ain't ending well. So I could understand if she shot
and plus she had a shocker, like you said, she had a shocker. And me personally, I would have shocked him back. I would have been shocked him back. And even now, even in the place that I'm at now, if you have I might shock you back. But I'm not going to pick up an apple and throw it at you, because I know that that's going to cause more. That's probably the reason why he choked her. He felt like he let her get away with throwing the apples, right? And it built up inside of him. And so now she probably said something that he ain't like. So now he got the trauma from the apples, and now he got the trauma coming over here, and it built up, and his only reaction was to choke her. So you see how she started that? She started that.
She did.
You told him, because you put your hands on him. Because you put your hands on him, you told him it was okay for him to put his hands on you. Because now we angry, we mad, so now we can put our hands on each other.
Right. And I don't want anybody to think that either of us are condoning a man taking that action against a woman, because we're not. And I do agree, and I think we both agree, he needs to move. But the issue is, because again, we are, quote unquote, for lack of a better term, the weaker of the two. But physically. But I mean, you look at like for example, you look at Megan Thee Stallion and dude, Megan's 6 feet tall. I think dude maybe 5'5", 5'4". It's a possibility she was getting off on him, you know. But regardless, to take those actions, I think that we need to be in a place where both sides have to start walking away, or at least not engaging in hand-to-hand combat, because you cannot say I don't want an abusive relationship and be an abuser. You cannot do that. You can't do that. You have to find a different way to handle those situations. So I was just disgusted that, and I still love Marriage Boot Camp. I'm hooked, but I really want them to address that, because it really bothered me, because I know somebody took me to that place that I had never gone before. I've never gone since, but he took me there. You know what I'm saying? And she had been friends with him for years, and she knew of no incidents where this man put his hands on any woman, and he had never put his hands on her. And so, you know, I just think we really have to be mindful of how our actions impact others. And I know that we talked about earlier, we talked about our emotions, and we talked about, for you, your trigger was Aaron had hurt you to a point where your reaction was to start swinging. Yes. And I understand that, and the proper reaction, the counter reaction for a man would be to restrain.
Right. And see, and then
but
also you have
still
to understand that plays a part in the guilt of calling the police. That it plays a part in calling the police, because you feel like, all right, I started this. I caused this. Even though he beat me up, I was still the one that caused this. So now, am I going to press charges? No. Should I press charges? Yes. Because you know what? Even though I hit you first, you should have called the police. Now I'm going to jail. You know what I mean? Like somebody has to be the bigger person. And we as women got to stop putting our hands on men. Absolutely. And men have to stop putting their hands. Like somebody's got to be the bigger person.
Everybody got to keep them for themselves. Period.
Exactly.
Period. Point blank. And we have to start hearing each other and not pushing those triggers. You know, and I'm a good one. I'm a good trigger pusher. I'm petty.
Girl, this time
petty. I'm petty when I want to be petty, and I know that.
I'll cut you like a sword.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
This tongue will cut you like a sword. I'm not love. We know. No, and see, and because
quick, like it's Zorro.
Huh?
Like Zorro, and leave a Z on your back.
I sure will. And you know what? And because of that is another reason why I didn't call the police. Because you know what, Christine? You didn't have to say that. You didn't have to go. You didn't have to make that man feel like that. You didn't. But that's still not a good enough reason to hit me, though. Like that, this was my sick mind. You know, saying that. Yes, walk away. Be a grown up. Walk away. You don't like what I say? Walk away. Leave me alone. Stop bothering me. Stop accusing me of doing things I'm not doing.
Right. And that's the bottom line. All right, so we got about 9 minutes left. So I think we can start wrapping it up. So I think everybody that tuned in, we got Keandra, we got JB. I can't see the other people. Let me see. We got. Hi, Mama. I'm surprised she didn't say anything. Hi, Devontae. Hi, Orlando. Hi, Don. My cousin. Hi, Tonda. Hi, Vanetta. I said what up to Keandra already. Hi, Elena. And Alexis, baby, I thank you so much. I love you. And who else we got? Queen. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Tori. Hi, Mark. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back at 9 p.m. and we want comments, because y'all ain't get in this too much. We need y'all to, engage in this conversation. But we really just want to make sure that we are presenting in all fairness, right? our responsibilities to each other. So as we've said many a time before, Through Blind Eyes is not about, it's not a male bashing session. It's not man versus woman, but it's an opportunity for us to come together in one platform and just start to heal. And what are some of the things that we need to do to heal? One of those things is keep your daggone hands to yourself. I don't care if you man, woman, beast. Keep your hands to yourself. Right? Okay.
And you know what? And the thing is if it's not your child, if it's not your child, you can't raise them. You can't. You know, we spank our children because we're trying to raise them right. That's why we spank our children, because we're trying to raise them right. That means that woman's not your child and that man's not your child. So you can't raise them.
Right. Can't chastise an adult. That's just not the right word. Not the right action. Also, of course, it's very important. Again, I'm really disgusted by anyone who comes against this woman, Megan, who comes against this woman for taking a stand and again utilizing the police, the service that is supposed to protect us.
Taxes for.
So that she does not have to throw her life away, so that she does not have to get her brother or her cousin or her uncle or whoever to throw their life away in retaliation of this person. It has to stop at some point in time. We would like for us to redefine snitching or get back to the original snitching version, the original definition, which is me and Chris go rob a bank together. If I get caught, I just do my time. I don't tell on Chris. If she ain't get caught, she ain't get caught. Oh well. That's a snitch. But if somebody kicked my baby in the face and I see it and she gets jumped and mobbed by me, yeah, that's telling. And I only have one other option, and that's death. And we don't want that, right? So we have to do what's right. We have to protect our families.
Exactly.
We have to protect our livelihood. We have to be able to live and let live, right? We have to be able to live and let live. So let's start letting us live, okay? If you got to tell the police
right.
because somebody shot your brother in the street, tell the police. That is not snitching. Tell the police. And if it is, I don't give a darn, tell. We gotta stop.
Look, if you want this, if we want the violence in our communities to end, we have to start supporting one another. We have to, because I'm sorry, but there are way way more good people in our communities than there are bad people. But we focus on the bad people. We give the bad people power over us when we don't tell. We get, and when we are scared of them. And believe me, like, look, I understand why we're scared of the gang members, because they're crazy. I'm gonna give respect where respect is, like, I respect the fact that y'all are crazy, and I respect the fact, but you are destroying the Black community, and you've got to stop. And back in the day when all you could do was drug deal, then yes, okay, I understand that. But now we have more opportunities. I'm sorry, but we as Black people, we have more opportunities. And if we support each other, we're Caucasian. I live in a Caucasian community. And if African Americans supported each other the way Caucasian people support each other, our communities don't have to look like that. Our communities don't have to be like this. We could have thriving, prosperous communities if we just support one another. And we support the white communities. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we've got to support one another again in our fights, whether it is that your calling is to fight the police that's killing us, or your calling is to fight ourselves who are killing us. Whatever the case is, every fight got to be fought and every fight has to be won, and we're only going to do that together. So we have to start respecting each other.
And that's it.
Understanding that it's intertwined. It's all necessary. We needed Malcolm and Martin. We couldn't have done it without one or the other, and we still got a very, very, very long way to go, y'all. So we're gonna end on a light note. You got any who are you supporting today as far as Black owned businesses?
So Black owned business today is me. Ask me why I'm so saucy. So saucy is eventually. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start bottling my sauces and selling them. And as we get deeper into the book and get more successful with the book, I'm gonna start focusing more on that. But these T-shirts were meant to be a conversation starter. So I used to. I don't know anymore. I'm not shy anymore. But I used to not know how to start a conversation. So I came up with the Ask Me Why I'm So Saucy to be for shy people who want to start their own businesses but can't start a conversation and promoting their own business. So you wear the T-shirt to a networking event, and people come up to you, ask Michelle, why are you so saucy? Because I'm the best writer out there. I'm the best. I will get your home clothes. And that's why you're so saucy, and that's why we as women are so saucy because we're the best at what we do. So ask me why I'm so saucy is my business, and of course my Ashe earrings. So my Ashe earrings.
Love it, love it. And how can they reach you to get an Ask Me Why I'm So Saucy shirt? And what she left out is that on the back you can have your business, or it can be your advertisement. So if it's Ask Me Why I'm So Saucy and it's because I'm the best writer, I might put Through Blind Eyes written by or something on my back. Or
Right. I'm sorry. Thank you. See why she my partner.
So how can they get in touch with you? How can they get in touch with you?
Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, Christine Mayo Breaking Free, and you can DM me. Or you can follow me on Facebook, Christine Mayo, and you can DM me. Please like our page Through Blind Eyes. I'm trying to get 1,000 followers by my birthday. September 23rd. I got one month to get 600 people to follow. So follow Through Blind
Let's
Eyes.
go, y'all.
Follow Through Blind Eyes on Facebook. You can DM me there because I do monitor that account, but you can also DM me on Facebook. Christine Mayo. You can follow me on Instagram, Christine Mayo Breaking Free. You can DM me there. Right now, I don't have my website set up but eventually I'll get to it.
Cool. All righty. And my businesses today are Uri Realty, Black owned and homegrown. So as you know, I am an agent with Uri Realty. I love what I do, love helping people get home. So call me 513-373-5688. I'm also promoting my daughter's company, Plastics Boutique is her website. That's PLASTIKS boutique.com, plasticsboutique.com. And she is an 18-year-old entrepreneur that I couldn't be more proud of. I'm so excited for her taking this leap. So any support you can give. She got some cute stuff, y'all. She got some cute stuff. And I
got some really cute stuff. Oh,
I gotta finish my journey and lose this other 5 pounds so I can wear this top with my high waisted pants. I already got my whole outfit planned with some cute glasses. I already got it planned, but you might have to work a little to get into some of her stuff. But and I also want to give a big shout out to Film Porter.
No, I gotta tone up a little bit.
I gotta give a big shout out to Film Porter, Nikki Lawrence. Thank you so much for your support. The book signing will be September 19th, and that's on Galbraith Road at the Film Porter store. And we're gonna make it a Women's Day. We're gonna have a ball. It'll be a plastics pop-up shop. Her cousin will be coming out selling health products. We'll have the book signing. We'll have the podcast. We're gonna have some fun, y'all. We're gonna have a good time, and I think it's much needed in this environment, because this environment can be a little heavy. So we got to keep each other uplifted. So don't forget to join in the contest. So enter to win. All you have to do is post a selfie with your favorite book, Through Blind Eyes. I can never get it in the screen. There we go. Post a selfie with your favorite book, Through Blind Eyes, and tag myself, tag Christine. And what'll happen is that we'll give you entry into winning a Film Porter gift basket, which will consist of a Film Porter gift certificate, because of course we don't know your sizes to pick anything out, but you'll get a Film Porter gift certificate and 2 bottles of Markel Benai wine, which is also a Black-owned winery. Okay, so I just want to thank them for their support. And make sure that you post. And again, if you post the book, if you post a selfie with Through Blind Eyes, in your film porter, then you get 2 entries, or in your plastics, you get 2 entries. If you have Markel Benign in the photo, you get entries for everyone as long as Through Blind Eyes is in the photo. So that's the main. Through Blind Eyes has to be in the photo, and then you can earn extra entries from there. You can earn it from plastics, from film porter, or benign. And I've gotten a film porter gift basket, and I love it. So anywho, thank you all so much for tuning in with us. Love you all, and we will be back at 9 p.m. And we want y'all to talk when we come back. We need you to talk.
you know, but also, and remember, tonight at 9 p.m. we have a little bit of exciting news. I think it's exciting news about our interview tomorrow.
Oh, yes, please.
I'm excited. Yeah,
I'm excited too.
I'm excited. So please tune in. Yes, so please tune in at 9 o'clock so we can let you know where you can watch us tomorrow. on Through Blind Eyes. No, come back. You got to come back at 9. No, come back at 9.
Yeah, but then we'll miss the ones that came. They came at 1.
Okay. All right, Michelle. You can tell them.
All right. Thank you. So y'all log in. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Miss Shonda from Man vs. Wife, Miss Shonda's Pink Room, we have been invited to be on Miss Shonda's Pink Room on IG Live. So super excited. She's such a sweetheart, a phenomenal woman. She gives relationship advice, and so she has decided to make Through Blind Eyes her first book in her book club that she's starting, and we will be on her IG Live tomorrow night. So please go to Instagram, and after you followed all of the places that Christine told you to follow, or Through Blind Eyes and all of that good stuff, please follow Miss Shonda, MISSSHANDA, so that you can join us in the Pink Room, where we're going to have a good conversation tomorrow night at 9 p.m.
Conversation.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to have a great conversation. All right, y'all. So we love you all. Thank you so much for hanging, and we'll see you back at 9 with some comments. All right. See y'all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.